How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Murphy Street Podcast. We are here, one of my favorite places in the world, from the heart of Hawaii. We are going to talk about some cool stuff. Definitely Secret Invasion episodes 2 and 3. All I'm going to tell you is, if you are not watching the Secret Invasion right now, you need to be. And you do not have to be a Marvel head. That is the crazy thing about this, is it is amazing acting going on in that show. Samuel L. Jackson's in it. The guy who plays Talos, I didn't look up their names, I'm sorry. And then the guy who plays Gravik, I'm going to call him like the new age Mario Van Peebles. I don't know what his name is, but he's so dope. And then we get a dialogue, a long interaction between Don Cheadle and Nick Fury, which I don't know why I never realized this, but yo, we as Marvel fans and as moviegoers should have been waiting for this moment for the longest time. And I remember when they started talking on the phone, I was like, yo, how have I not been wanting this interaction more? We get Don Cheadle talking to Nick Fury, or Samuel L. Jackson. We get Rhodey talking to Nick Fury, and it is as good as you would have hoped their interaction would be.
The world is on the line. The enemy is 1,000,000 times more dangerous than Hydra, but they can only be vanquished by you, alone. And you want me to make the power mean something by helping a brother out. But you should know better than most. The reason we wrestled this power from mediocre men who don't look like us was not simply to turn around and hand it to mediocre men who do. The point of this power is to be uncompromising, to be unsparing, to be able to sit across from a man we greatly admire, with whom we share an entire professional, personal, ancestral history with, and to tell him without any reservation that he's fired. That's what this moment right here, right now is about, Nick.
He said you to fire me?
Nobody sent me. I volunteered. And not to put too fine a point on this, but that mess that you created in Moscow that resulted in getting one of our best people murdered, you earned all this smoke, brother.
Move. Are you seriously under the impression that just because you stripped me of my titles, I relinquished my DNA?
Careful, Fury. And you wonder why you're out.
I'm Nick Fury. Even when I'm out, I'm in.
If for anything, if you watch this, go check out episode 2 of the Secret Invasion, just so that you can see the Samuel L. Jackson Don Cheadle exchange. Amazing. Of the things that's awesome that happens in episode 3, one, we learned that they're now going to try to become Super Skrull. So we may see a Super Skrull by the end of this, and that would be so dope. There's this article on Variety.com Rebecca Rubin and Burt Lang wrote about, and the title says, Disney's harsh new reality, costly film flops, creative struggles, and a shrinking global box office. But let's say Ant-Man Quantumania just did not perform to the levels. And here's the thing. When it comes to Marvel or certain things, I think you have to take into account the main billing, the top billing, right? Because I will say this. If it were Spider-Man Quantumania, probably do better. If they did something like Fantastic Four Quantumania, probably do better. Now, here's the other thing, obvious, and I don't think anything that happened with Jonathan Majors really has much to do about the box office performance globally. Now, here's the thing, right? Pixar is a little newer age, but they've done so well, and they've had so few flops. According to Bronson feels like maybe, just maybe, they might be overdoing it on the inclusivity front. And now, here's the thing, right? As good and as progressive as inclusivity makes us all seem, unfortunately, sometimes it can become gratuitous. Bronson did say that it was still a good story. You just really would hope at some point in time Disney's just like, okay, everybody knows that we're down. We're down with OPP. Like, can we just move forward? And, you know, like, okay, you guys know that we're good here. And maybe when they have an actual true, like maybe they can tell the Arthur Ashe story or something like that, but something that is relevant. If you guys remember all the good movies, like one of my favorite Disney movies is Aladdin. From Arabian Nights to Friend Like Me to a whole new world. Like, it is just laden with all these amazing songs. That is what we know and why we used to love Disney movies. All these songs that you can just go through and sing, even if you don't want to admit that you do. But all these songs that you can just go through and sing are normally what was part of the Disney that we knew. But let's talk about Indiana Jones and why I think what I think is the problem here with Indiana Jones. And hear me out, you guys, and let me know what you think about this.